Now, what you say, your coughs, sneezes, what I say, what I do on the screen is going to be recorded in a movie. So I changed slides. This is the setup for my classes. I was lucky enough to be teaching 2 different sections of the same course last term. One was a tablet course, one not. So I've got the traditional course, the Discovery course, majors genetics. I gave them the exact same content, same exams. It was just the delivery that was different. Same content, same homework assignments. About half of my class meetings were flipped, which we've discussed already, which was that I required the students to access the content before they came to class, and then in class we discuss, do additional problems, worksheets, and so forth. So I gave in-class quizzes on those pre-lecture videos. I did some video recording. Students had to watch the videos as Martin was discussing. So I gave some in-class quizzes, and we spent time doing application of principles. So this is not always what my traditional section of the class looked like. It's a different classroom, but there was a lot less interaction happening between the students during this class, which was interesting to see. So here are some problems I think that Explain Everything fixed for me in my class. What happens when students don't attend class? Yeah, it's on them, this is my philosophy, it's on them to come to class and get what we're doing in class. But there are some legitimate reasons for students missing class. Some are listed here. The other thing that I really like to do is before exams to hold a review session. And when I do multiple section classes, I like to have them in big classrooms. Everybody comes, I do it once for all of the sections. One review session, students come, ask questions, I give answers, we discuss. That's it. So this is an issue for me, is that sometimes because I'm combining all of the sections into a single meeting, not all the students can come because they've got other classes. And the last problem might be that, which we've heard before today, getting the same question about a question or a topic over and over again. So here, Explain Everything might solve these things. I can demonstrate for you, for example, that Explain Everything is more than just a presenting tool. It's also a digital whiteboard. So I can use my finger to draw on things to annotate slides. I do it on the tablet, it shows up on the screen. I can use it as I'm using it now for PDF presentation and annotation. You can do video and audio capture. I'm recording what I'm saying. The recording also captured what I drew on here. So when I export this as a movie, students will hear my voice and see what I'm doing on the screen as we go. The typical workflow I use is I create, as I've always done, my content in PowerPoint. I export that PowerPoint file as a PDF file. And then I import that one PDF file into this app, and I'm off to the races. By the way, because I'm recording this, I will post the movie of this presentation on YouTube at the end, so you can take notes, but you don't have to. Oh, and by the way, that's why the students like this, is because they get all the content, they can hear my voice, they can see what's going on in the class, and then they can watch the movie after class. Good for studying, good for students who can't attend the class, they're traveling, somebody died. There's some bad statistics about how many times grandmothers die near the end of the term, right? Those sorts of things.
Joe?
Yeah.
So the video of after class goes up for everyone, or do you keep like the link on private and only give the video to the people that missed? I mean, how?
I give it to everybody.
Okay.
And again, that's my philosophy. Okay. So you don't have to do it that way. And in fact, this term, I gave the videos to the traditional class as well. But I felt bad having the students that didn't have the tablets not having access to the resource. So we'll see. So these are the sorts of things, yeah, absolutely. These are the sorts of things that I recorded and posted. Oh, by the way, there's a laser pointer here too, so I can laser point. So pre-lecture videos, content I wanted students to access before class, record it like I'm doing now, just not in a big room with all of you, in my bedroom at home. I'm sitting on the bed, recording content, posting it. Students watch it. In-class lectures like we're doing now. And, as I said, the exam review sessions. So this makes students and me happy campers. Get it? This solves some of those problems. Students get more access to notes, content from class, and maybe better access. Because what's happened for me, this last point, I get less students coming up saying, you know, I was taking notes during that thing you said. Could you tell me again, or can you explain it again? Because they know they can go back to the video and watch exactly what we were doing then. Plus, they can get everything that happened before that. So they could watch listen to the whole transcript in the video And oftentimes that helps them with the problem. Now there are some times, of course, when you need to explain it in a totally different way, using different words. This won't solve that problem, obviously. Okay, so we've already done use a laser pointer. You can also open a web browser in the app while you're recording a lecture. You can also add content, so sometimes I suggest that students take a picture, do something like that. So use the photo. You could say something like, oh, please show me where Mike Pronovost is. Okay. And that's all captured in the video. The thing that I'm most excited about now is just figuring out whether or not any of this actually helped the students. So I want to know the answers to these questions. Were the students actually using these videos? And this is really cool. Using YouTube, so I posted all the videos on YouTube. What topics in those videos were students accessing more frequently than other topics? You can do this in YouTube. So unfortunately, now I'm not modeling what I would do normally because these are screenshots. I could open a dynamic web browser and do this. But here's how it works. I log into YouTube using my Fresno State, mail.fresnostate.edu account. Here's my account. I click on Video Manager. Takes me to a screen that partly looks like this, the upper left-hand corner of the screen. Here's a list of all of the videos I've posted. I think 73 of those were class videos, pre-class content plus in-class lecture videos. You can tell which ones are the pre-class content because they're short. Don't make the students watch hour or 2 hour videos before necessarily. But here are the in-class ones, 42 minutes, 43 minutes out of a 50-minute class. So down here in this left-hand panel is analytics. Here's where I get information about those videos. Are students using them or not? So this was November 22nd when I took this screenshot. I had 1,282 views. So that many different times students had come and looked at a video, comprising a total of 15,478 minutes during the term for my students. Now you can do the math and figure out that that's not very many minutes per view, but again, some of the videos are short. They're not all 1 hour videos. And what I really love about this, if you do any YouTube posting and you want to do analytics, down here on the left, audience retention. That's my go-to tab right there. If I want to know for a video, give me some statistics. So what this plot here shows me is audience retention. Supposedly 100% of the students start watching the video. It actually says 150 or something like that. There's some weirdness to the way this is plotted. But 100% of students start watching the video. And then you can see that rapidly, as we go through time in the video, which is on this axis, they drop off, but then it goes back up and it goes back down. But you can see some things like a little peak here, where there's an increase in the viewing and then it drops back down again. So I wonder, what's the content in the video there where it looks like some students have been replaying that? That's why there's a peak there. So I can actually see the frame at every point of the video here, wherever I put this red bar, that cursor. So I can see, oh, okay, I was discussing the answer to problem number 2 at that point in time when all those students were re-watching the video. So this is one of the main ways I use YouTube analytics, to see, am I making an effect, and to give me feedback on what content do I need to reinforce in future classes. So for Explain Everything for videos, these are my best practices. I create my own YouTube playlist for each class, and all I have to do is post the link to that playlist on Blackboard once. One link. Every time the students go there, they see the full list of videos for that section of the course. I like to distribute my lecture PDFs before the class because students can use Explain Everything, as I've been doing, to take notes on top of my lecture slides. So they can get my video, but they can also take their own notes on top of the PDFs if I give the PDFs to the students. Things I haven't done yet, having students use Explain Everything to create presentations to give to the class. It's really easy to use, just like Socrative is, and it's easily accessible for the students. A couple last points there I won't go through in detail. So in the end of class, what I do is I press the record button again. I'm going to stop recording